He brings serious intensity, heart, and presence to one of the most badass characters in the X-Men universe, the time-traveling, energy-absorbing soldier known as Bishop. With X-Men 97 Season 2 right around the corner, his performance is only going to even get bigger. Isaac Robinson Smith is in the building. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling really good. I mean, it's cool to. We were just talking. It's cool to see you in person. We just.
Likewise, yes. I mean, like we have. Okay, first of all, you just had an article that come out today with New Hollywood as a spotlight, focusing on all the things as far as like the beginning of your storytelling journey, being a theater kid like myself, and just all the things in the future. So I'm like, how does it feel being here, meeting some of the fans that loved you for like years to come?
Um, I'm still accepting it honestly because it's sort of. We were just talking about full circles a second ago. Um, just being here on a Saturday for Free Comic Book Day. So watching Saturday morning cartoons in a comic book store with other things that I like, with people that are doing really cool characters. Like it's great and seeing. I think especially when the kids come through, like that's who I am inside, and that's who I was. So like. It's sort of like seeing myself from 20 years ago or whatever. So it's just it's very gratifying. Like I feel like I'm supposed to be here doing this. It feels really good.
And that's the important part is like understanding that your intentions and your purpose are aligned, you know what I mean? And then people are coming to give you that praise because I don't want to say validation, validation is for parking, right? So, yes, I taught you that one, right? So, like you said, it's gratifying to know like people are coming to be like, I came to see you, even though you have a job that basically doesn't really show your face, but your voice carries on to so many different fans from different genres, different walks of life, different, generations all to come. So I want to ask you, like, we are like finally meeting in person, right? Like, am I taller than I look on TV?
Yes. Yeah. That's what I was curious because I saw you like in the corner. I was walking and I was like, oh, I wonder when you stand up what it's going to be like. Oh yeah, you're taller. And then yeah.
Then I just tower over, hit the I just hit the hit the feeling. Okay, but you know what? It's a giant size production. Okay, so I'm in my giant size era. Okay, on a day like today where fans are celebrating comics, what does it mean to you to be a part of the X-Men legacy through a character so iconic as Bishop?
Well, these stories are important, and the genesis of all this is comic books. So I think being in a place that celebrates that art form and celebrates storytelling that's, first of all, not on a screen, but also has such an enduring legacy of what it means to so many different people. It's good, and I think this cycle of giving out these stories for free is a really good gesture from the community to be like continue to explore this stuff, find what you can find out of this and connect with something, and you don't have to pay money today. So it's sort of a free access to things that could inspire the next generation of. I mean, there's people of all ages that come in. Like I saw a 3-year-old that came in here today. Like they're probably going to find some comic book story that's going to light them up in some way they might think about 20, 30 years from now. So I don't know. I think it's cool. It's important, and being a character like this to inform someone's story by the stories that I'm helping to tell is very. I'm grateful for it. So.
Yes, yeah, of course. I'm grateful for even like I said having you in this space and just like even all the other people from Marvel Rivals and Big Trouble and Little China. Like yeah, I mean like it's the 40th anniversary of that. Like so many people have came and like, brought this as like a community hub, like a reunion if you will. And it's just like, you know, one of the greatest experiences of my life because this is my first time ever experiencing a free comic book day and having all the fans alike. And the more I get older, the more I start to embrace like showing up as yourself and understanding like these characters are the reason why they. I mean, I like the characters because they're extra like me. They have complicated stories like me, and they have flashy costumes like me. But at the end of the day, it's all about the representation and seeing yourself on those pages or even seeing yourself in these shows. And what's been the best fan reaction that you've received so far today?
So far today, oh, I ran into somebody that I met before that came and signed for another character, and I didn't. It's always cool to see people that come back and reintroduce themselves because I have a horrible memory for faces and names sometimes, and so when people are very kind and reintroduce themselves, be like, "I met you at this," and I was actually apparently I signed my. It was a character for another video game called Date Everything. I play this character named Telly, and apparently the print that I gave this person, that was the first one I signed. So they still have the number one written on it and everything. I was like, oh, I remember that. That was really meaningful. And then having friends come in, like my friend Nicole and Hector came in, and I was at their wedding, and I've known Nicole for years, and so seeing, and I had another friend that came in too, um, which is neat because they've seen all the stages of what I have done. So from a friend level and a fan level, that's been really neat. And then to just talk to people about things that mean something to them. Like my story is my own, so I'm curious about others. But I think seeing people that have come back and that having that experience is neat. I was like, oh, people do remember. That's cool. Yeah.
Well, that's good, and it's funny because you say that you had some signed someone else's thing for a different character. Do you ever get like your characters kind of like meshed? Like you like do you have one that like people kind of come to see more than the other, or are they all kind of the same?
It depends on the audience because depending on the convention or the group or the gathering, if it's more anime focused, then I get some more things for like, those projects. Or if it's video game or comic book focused, then it shifts one way or the other. But there's been some surprising stuff. Like one of my projects is I do the voice of Mushu for Disney Dreamlight Valley, and that had a surprising attention to it at a convention that was sort of more, it was an anime convention, so it was focused on that. But then there are these like cozy games people like when they're in that community, so like that'll get some more, attention. But it depends on where I am. But it's kind of the fun is people know me from different things, and so I can connect on different levels with people.
You can just spin the wheel and like who are you guys gonna like today? Now, what comics are you reading right now? Are you reading anything that people should kind of know about or they're sleeping on right now?
I need to get back into this one, but it's one that I love. It's called Saga reading. And someone described it as if Romeo and Juliet met Star Wars and was drawn by Fiona Staples is the artist, and she's phenomenal. And that's one that's been going on since 2012, and they just started reissuing them after 3 years. They took a break, but that's one that I love and I need to get back into. I have all the versions of it, so it's strange because it's not Marvel or DC, which I also love, but Saga is the one that I think people should go back and check out if they haven't already.
Well, there you have. I haven't already, so I'm asking everybody this so I can build up my like collection of database, if you will. I won't hold you any longer. I know you have some fans lining up for you, but give us some true words before you leave from an X-Men about loyalty as Bishop.
As Bishop, ooh, that's complicated. I think finding the family that grounds you the most is important, and that's sort of what he's tried to do because Bishop doesn't really have a singular place because his world has been destroyed, so there's really nowhere to go back home to. But he's found his home and his community within the X-Men team, even though he wasn't like sure about them and they weren't sure about him when they showed up initially. But yeah, sticking with the family that makes you feel the most illuminated, and I think that can mean a lot of different things. But that usually will give you whatever motivation and strength you need to get through anything, no matter what stage you're in. And I think if you have that to fall back on, you're very lucky. And so I think that's what I would say with his, with his background.
You always know what to say. Like, do you have you been taking PR training or something? You just been hanging out with me for a little bit now. Isaac, thank you so much for being here. It's such a pleasure. We finally meet in person. Now we're like officially friends, so we're locked in for sure. Have a wonderful rest of your free comic book day. Sign all the things, make all the good money, and we'll see you pretty soon. Well, sooner than we think, right?
Yeah, I'll probably see me sooner than you think. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, Isaac. We'll see you soon.